Hello and welcome to my channel. This will be an analysis of the 2S-38 Russian light tank that was recently added during the Fire and Ice update. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and giving me feedback in the comments below. I'd appreciate any feedback and your opinion on the tank. We also have a decently large Twitch community. Please consider stopping by my Twitch channel with a link in the description below. So first thoughts on the tank. The 2S-38 is an SPAA concept that was made with the intent to possibly replace the Tunguska platform. It was designed to engage low-flying aircraft such as helicopters, UAVs, cruise missiles, air-to-ground missiles, and large-caliber rocket artillery. It was based on the BMP-3 chassis, hence the lower power-to-weight ratio. As far as I can find, there was no upgrade to the engine on the chassis. Technical specifics on the vehicle are scarce. So my views in this video will probably be contested to an extent, as I know a lot of YouTubers have been making the assumption that this tank is exceptionally overpowered. There are omissions, like Spookston made an omission that, yeah, the only thing that's really going to save this tank is the fact that 9-7 Russia gets up-tiered constantly. So, in the grand scheme of things, I don't see this tank that overpowered unless it's somehow down-tiered at 9-7. It's still not completely the best thing in the world, but is very good at 9-7. I do think the tank could be up tiered to 10-0, and it wouldn't really affect the performance of the tank very much because you never really see 9-7 battles. Alright, with that, let's get into the first match. So my thoughts so far. I do not think at the current BR it is overpowered. All things considered, 9.7 does not really exist much more, especially not for Russia. Out of the 30 rounds I played, I counted 2 out of the 30 that were not an up tier to 10.3 or 10.7. This is not like the Puma release at 8.7. That severely and heavily kind of destroyed matchmaking for quite a while until it was up tiered. At 8.7 you couldn't penetrate the Puma with most tanks at that BR through the ERA. I believe that Gaijin actually learned from their past mistakes during this release, and put it at a much higher tier and a much higher BR in comparison to the Puma, slotting it at 9.7 in comparison to something like 9.3 or 8.7 or 9.0. I do not find the 2S-38 to be an overpowered APF SDS slinging light tank. However, I do find the 2S-38 to be more of a stopgap AA for 9.7 due to the new IFV tracking ability that will track and give targeting solutions at a larger range than the Shilka, which only gets a targeting solution within 3 kilometers versus the 2S3 having a solution at over 4 to 5 kilometers. That being said, this is true for almost all IFVs now, especially when they have proxy HE shells. The tank itself is very light, however, due to the power-rate ratio, it is not great. It isn't exceptionally fast for its chassis. If the tank is used as it was intended, more of a recon tank, extensive use of the recon drone as well as using squad markers to mark enemy targets on the map for your team, especially if you're in a squad with non-Blueberry teammates, makes it a very good contender at even top tier. That being said, it is the same and true for all light tanks that use the scouting and recon drone ability. The recon drone is underutilized on all light tanks in public matches. Use of the drone with cruise control allows you to move your tank forward if you have no obstructions. As you can see what I'm doing in this match, you'll essentially have wall hacks. You never have to actually peek a corner if you're using it correctly. The likelihood of your drone being shot down is low. And if you use the drone's circle around target ability, you do not have to go in and out of the drone to make sure it continually flies over the AO. Now, with all of that out of the way, how does the 2S-38 fare as a light tank versus its intended role as an SPAA platform? Like the HSTVL and other light tanks with a fast rate of fire and Sabo rounds, it can easily lay waste to multiple enemies in quick succession if they do not have a head-on shot with you. Now, I have survived head-on shots with the 2S-38 quite easily due to the large fuel tank in the front of the vehicle controlling a lot of rounds that should penetrate straight through the vehicle are stopped in the frontal area. Due to the fact that there's no crew compartment in the turret, it does make the 2S-38 survivable when it most likely should not be survivable. Its reload for the ready rack is quite slow, so use your rounds sparingly. Aim for weak points such as the turret ring to disable the enemy's fighting ability, and for the crew compartment. Ammo racking with such small caliber rounds is not all that effective in my experience, so go for kills on the crew members and especially the turret ring to make the enemy tank combat ineffective. Going for follow-up shots to the crew compartment after destroying the turret ring is the most effective way to kill enemy tanks in my experience. In terms of frontal engagements, you will likely get one shot most of the time, so use your scout drone and fast speed to maneuver around enemy tanks. Taking frontal engagements are not at all what this tank excels at. If you can flank to the side of multiple enemies, you can easily get 3 to 4 enemy tank kills with a single magazine before having to retreat to reload your ready rack. Position yourself in areas that you can get away with cover to hide behind, especially larger positions like large buildings that cannot be shot through, as you will run out of rounds much quicker than you expect, especially if you're trying to attack a tank from the front. If you're unlucky with how the rounds penetrate on something like the Abrams, you may not fully penetrate and kill the driver hatch effectively, leaving it especially easy for you to get one shot in return after your initial 2 to 3 rounds are shot. The Abrams is killable with this tank quite easily through the front, even the M1A2 SEP, including other Russian tanks like the T-80 UK from the Swedish side, is also easily defeatable through the driver's hatch. So that being said, this tank can take on frontal engagements, but you are rolling a die on whether you're going to get a kill or not. If you take side flanks and or rear flanks, you will have a much better time. You will be much more effective to your team. The longer you stay alive in this tank, the more ability you have to continually destroy enemy heavy tanks for a really light spawn vehicle. If you're a CAS player and want to get into a helicopter or some type of airframe for CAS, this tank is exceptionally good for it due to the low spawn cost. But again, understand that if you do not bring this tank in a 10-3 or 10-7 lineup, you will likely be brought into that BR anyways. That being said, the Frogfoot, obviously being at 9-7, is a good partner for this tank, as well as the BMP-2 M is a very good partner for this tank. I've had multiple matches with over 10 kills between the 2S38 and BMP-2. That I do need to preface the fact that I am not the greatest at light tanks. I tend to be a brawling player and a fast maneuvering player, and holding corners that are not as applicable in something like the 2S38, in a tank that can take at least one shot, and you trade shot for shot while holding a corner. That being said, that's going to be the end of my analysis for the 2S38 for now. The rest of this match doesn't have any commentary because it was recorded without commentary. The next match after this one does have commentary. There are not that many kills in it, it's just effective usage of the drone in a squad environment. I believe I have 2 extra people in my squad on voice comms that can hear and see my marks, and you will see how much more effective it is in the second match with just being a support vehicle and an AA platform that is mostly used for scouting. Appreciate your time to take a look at the video if you've made it this far, and I hope everybody has a good day. Thank you.
Defend the objective! 2-4.
Deadly 3-1 egressing north, standing by for PTA.
We have lost the objective.
Two-one Alpha, this is 2-1 Bravo. It's minor. We'll take care of it here, out.
Objective secured, over.
We have lost the objective.
I have eyes on target. He's running behind those overturned cars dead ahead.
Come on, you cocksuckers! You won't live forever! The objective has been taken.
Yeah, let's see if we can get some scouting done over here.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Got one on A.
Captured a zone.
Definitely have somebody over here because they had a drone up that flew over C. There's one there. Looks like there's one over here somewhere. Am I crazy? I swore I saw a shot from over here. He's right here.
Attention to the designated grid square.
And there's also one in here.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
He's pushing up. Right here.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
Attention to the map.
He's like right here. Looks like OF40 or a Striv. Oh, it's a Vickers. Interesting. We got one way over here. There's still one guy that's camping. There's a Rod Kampfwagen right here. Rod Kampfwagen's here. The guy camping really far back over there. Where's that Rod Comp at? Rod Comp is here. I got hits on that and never even killed him. Why'd they just shoot a missile at my recon drone? There's a UAV, or a LAVUD right there. Oof. Dude thought. He's over there. He's way over there though. Up there. It's down. Missile break. Break, break. He's right here. Missile break. Missile break. Flare. 2 missiles, missiles. Oh, you're good? Good try, Bear. Is there anybody else from the enemy team spawning over here? Oh, there is. Oh, my drone's down. Yeah. Hey Natchki. How's it going, buddy? Let's see if we can actually do some silliness here. Those are landing short. Those are landing high. One guy here.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
This Leo 2PL just camping here is literally the epitome of why Germany doesn't do well. There's an Abrams pushing us. Or an XM1 right here. He's down. Game, guys, good game.